Well, hey everybody, it's raining out here in the boondocks. It's been raining for a few days, but it's really raining today. I just want to get on here and let you guys see what's going on, let you know what's going on. Haven't been on here in a while to do a real video, it seems like, but, and I hope you can hear me because I didn't bring my mic, but lot been going on actually. With me, Tim's getting ready to retire, so that's a good thing, and he's going to be out here more. Now with me, I've been waiting around, going to the doctor, having test run, you know, trying to figure out what the deal is. And ever since my gallbladder situation, which I told y'all about that, I am down to 180 pounds now, so I hit my goal. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I should make a new goal. So I'm shooting for 170. We'll see. I mean, I feel good at this weight. I walk or I ride my bike. I've been riding my bike about 4.5 miles a day, my stationary bike. So, I mean, other than, you know, the few things that's going on with me, but they seem to not be able to find out what's wrong. So, listen, I don't have time to wait around. I know there's things going on inside of me, but I just can't figure it out. So it is what it is, right? So I got to keep going. I don't have time to waste. None of us do. And so I'm out here in the hoop house, and I was going to show you our cabbage is growing. Our cabbage is getting big. And I actually need to go over and ferment some today, make some sauerkraut. But I planted turnips, beets, lettuce, and spinach in here. And it's coming up sporadically. I just kind of throwed it down and watered it. I didn't really take my time at it. I did put rolls in for the beets and turnips. And they're coming up pretty good. I'll show you. There's my lettuce I just threw out, and my spinach. And then I got some rolls of the beets. I don't know if y'all, maybe I'm holding that up. I got some rolls here, and I got some rolls here of this. The strawberries are still growing. Our cabbage is getting big. Now, this one in here is about ready to make a head, y'all. That's about ready. That's a head right there. We're about ready to pull him. And these are getting, that one's not getting a head. This one is, and that one is. So, I'm just tinkering around, y'all. I'm just playing around with it. Right now. Now I will be making, it's warm in here. I will be doing more lettuce, spinach, and kale through the winter. I need to get in here and clean this up. Haven't had time to do that. I've been trying to get our stuff done. Keep stuff up in the house, right? Like us women do. Keep stuff up in the house. Keep the bread going and froze and the cooking, and still get on the bus and do all the things that I do, right? But anyway, I just wanted to show you that and show you and talk to you a minute about what's going on, what we've been doing. I'm sorry I haven't been on here. I've just been a little down, I guess, and not myself here lately. And I apologize for that. And I apologize for not getting on here and talking, telling y'all, you know, because you're our family too. You're our YouTube family, and we're on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok, and I love y'all. And I just been a little under the weather, I guess you could say, mentally, physically, everything. So, but you know what? It's all in God's plan. Every one of us, everything that goes on with us, you know, God knows. God knows. We don't know, but God does. And I'm not going to let it get me down no more. And I'm going to go back to my old motto of we're not going to fix it unless it's broke, because I know, sometimes we have to go and get test run when things are done, but you start to begin to feel like just a number. Have you been there? I mean, nowadays it's like you go to the doctor and you just kind of feel like you're a number. You're not really a person anymore. You're just a number. And with that being said, I know that we have to have doctors and medical staff and stuff. I get it. I know. But it just seems like there's just more sick than there is ones to take care of the sick. You know what I mean? So, enough of that. So anyway, let me sit down a minute. Hopefully that door won't slam shut and break. Tim's getting another window fixed for one of these doors. I don't know. It's at the shop right now. They're putting plexiglass in it instead of glass because we broke one window doing that. The wind. Anyways, I got to thinking, no, I don't have enough time to just sit around and wait and feel sorry for myself or whatever, Not that I was, but it's that not knowing. It's just not knowing. It's just the idea of not knowing what's wrong with you, and there's something wrong with you, but nothing's showing up. But anyway, it'll be okay. It'll be okay, or it won't. It's one way or the other. But I gotta keep going. I don't have time to keep just sitting around waiting. You know what I mean? Time keeps moving, and each day we have, and it's gone and it's lost. We don't get that back. So it's really been hitting me hard to, just the thought of not, and this won't be for everybody what I'm about to say, and I get that too, and I still love you so much, but it may not be for you, and that's okay. It is for everyone, but it may not be for you. You may not want to hear this right now, but I have to answer to a higher power, all right? And Jesus Christ is coming back, y'all. One day. We don't know when. We don't know the time. We don't know the hour or the day. But he is going to come back. And he is going to judge the world. And the thought, y'all, the thought of just letting one more day escape from me without giving the gospel. Like, that is my whole reason, my whole being for life, it seems like. And not everyone's going to understand that, and I get that too. But I've been doing a lot of thinking, and God has given us these platforms, these different platforms that we're on and that we have. Not by accident, not by coincidence, and not just because. Okay? And I believe that with all my heart. That we are doing this for a reason, and everything we're doing is for God's purpose and God's plan in our lives. And so I just can't imagine one more day getting by, like I said, without giving the gospel, the good news, And a lot of times, y'all, in anything, you'll hear people say, well, I got bad news and I got good news. Which one you want first, right? Well, when you give the gospel, you should always give the bad news first. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But the bad news is that we're all sinners. And to me now, I think, well, that's not, it's bad, but it's not, it's like, it's got to make you think, we're all in the same boat. There's no one person on this earth better than another person. We all came from the same two people, Adam and Eve. Okay, that's where it all originated, where it started. That's where we come from, and that's why we have sin in our life, in our body, in our soul, in our spirit, in our being. We are born in sin. So, we're all the same. None of us is good. We all want to think of ourselves as good. And to the world standards, a lot of us are good. But to God's standards, we're not. All right? And the Bible teaches that. There's none good. No, not one. We've all broken the 10 Commandments, the law. We've all broken the law, every one of us. And if you've only broken one, you've broken it all, the Bible says. For by grace we've been saved through faith, that not of ourselves, but as a gift of God, if you're born again. But the Bible also says you must be born again to enter the kingdom of heaven, okay? And being born again doesn't mean it's anything you do. It's not your works. It's not something you do. It is something that God does. It's the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. It is a drawing. It's a calling. And it's a supernatural act of God, not of us. So if you're depending on when you said that prayer, or when you walked that aisle, or raised your hand, or was dunked under the water, or sprinkled on your head, if you're dependent on that to save you, not going to happen, y'all. The Bible says also that in the day when you stand before Jesus, there's going to be many, many come to him, and they're going to say, but Lord, Lord, I did this in your name, I did that in your name. And they're counting on their deeds, on their good deeds that they did, which God says in the Bible are as filthy as rags. Our deeds are as filthy as rags in his sight. But they're going to be saying, I did this in your name, I did that in your name. And he is going to say to them, depart from me, I never knew you, you workers of iniquity, which means sin. So that probably is the scariest verse in the whole Bible, I would think. Okay? And so I've had people say, well, what do I do? What do I do? And that's your first instinct, to say, what do I do? There's nothing you do. You don't do it. You have a part in it, but you're not the one who spiritually rebirths yourself, okay? God is. And when he does, you will change. You will not be the same person. And your spirit will bear witness with his. And that will be how you know that you are truly born again. Okay? By the Spirit, in the Spirit. Born again in the Spirit. So, that's the only way. There is not many ways to heaven. There is only one way. And it's through Jesus Christ. Alright? I love you guys enough to tell you. And I want to go to my grave telling people about Christ. You will be a changed person. You will have different desires. He's going to take out your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. And you're going to have new desires. You're going to have the desires of Christ. You're going to hate sin, and you're going to hate it when you do, because you're not going to stop altogether. You will occasionally sin after you're born again, because you're still in the flesh. But you are going to hate it, and you are going to grieve over it, and you're going to cry over it, and it's going to hurt, okay, every time you sin. And he's going to work this sanctification process in you until he takes you. And so you're always going to be learning, and you're going to go through things. You're going to go through trials and tribulations, and bad things are still going to happen, okay? But He's working you. He's refining you like gold. But you will be a different person. The old is gone. The new is coming. You know, the new comes. You put on a new man. You're different. So, the good news, that Jesus Christ died for the sin of the world. And that he was buried and he rose 3 days later. Right? Now he sits at the right-hand side of the Father, waiting to come back to get his church, which is the true born-again believers, not these four-walled buildings that man calls church here on this earth. No. His church, his bride. Okay? I thought I lived as what the world calls Christian for 30-some years, 30-plus years. I walked with the devil every day of it. Alright? I was not born again, but I thought it was, because I had someone who I looked up to, who I put on a pedestal, a pastor, a preacher, tell me that I was. I just heard a tree fall. And And I heard him, you know, they told me that I was born again, that I was saved. And I left there as a child. And I was also baptized as a child. I had a lot of things going on with me when I was a child, and spiritual things. One might say demonic things. And so my folks got me baptized. You know, didn't know anything about it, didn't know. I grew up in religion, y'all. I grew up in a man-made religion, denomination, kind of a kickback from the Catholic Church type deal, I guess. And I just can't stress enough that a relationship with Jesus Christ, knowing Him, living for Him, walking for Him. He says if you don't pick up your cross and you don't walk with Him, you're not worthy of Him. So you can't be living the way you want to live and doing the things you want to do and still be walking with Christ. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So I'm going to get off here now, and God entrusted me with His Word. And I'm going to freely give it, carefully, and protect it. The gospel. We have to. We have to protect it, and we have to stand up for it. And we have to love it. And even as a believer and a follower of Christ, we need to hear it every day. The death, the burial, the resurrection. We need it. We need it every day. All of us. And, you know, a lot of things that I said might be offensive today to you if you're watching this, but it's supposed to be. The Bible is going to be offensive, all right, because it's going to show you that what you don't want to hear, because as a non-Christian or a non-believer, you don't want to hear that stuff. Because why? Because you love your sin more than you love God. And I'm talking about the God of the Bible, not a fictitious God like I made up in my head, and many do, a God that likes you just the way you are. That's not the God of the Bible. Okay? But we like those kind of gods that we make up in our head, because we like ourselves too, and we think much of ourselves before we come to Christ. It's not about us. It's about Him. I love you guys. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. And I'm going to pray for each and every one that God let watch this, that watched it. I'm going to pray for each and every one. I do anyway. I'm going to pray for everyone on our platforms, on our channels. I love you guys. I love you. And just know that we're all here for a purpose. If you ain't got nothing to do today and it's raining at your house, go read Romans. Go read Romans. Go read John, the book of John, the Gospel of John. Read the Gospel of John. Yeah, read that one. And if you are a believer, go read Romans. I love Romans. I love it all, y'all. And this coming from someone who never read the Bible, who thought I was a Christian for 30-some years and had never read it until after God reached down and grabbed hold of me, like Paul on the road to Damascus. Yeah, it was pretty radical. Every true rebirth is radical. I love you guys. Lord willing, I'll catch you on the next video.